how does EOB change between a loose in-car and a push-in car? Ah, fantastic question. Okay, let me just quickly put our cars back here. So we're coming back down into here. This is, I promised I'd be better over on this side tonight. So there's the line, okay? And let's say that our end of braking point is here. Okay, so there's an end of braking point as we're coming into this corner. If I have a car that has a tendency to be loose or oversteer on the entry, as I come into this corner and it wants to go like this immediately, I am going to actually release the brake pedal a little sooner. Why would I want to do that? Well, because I want to balance the car. I don't want the car up on its nose coming into the corner like this. I want to kind of flatten the car out like this. So I'm going to start to release the brakes a little sooner. So with a car that's loose on entry, you know, the end of braking point might be here. Whereas if I'm driving a car that tends to push, I turn into the corner and now the car wants to understeer like this, my end of braking point might be here. Or, this is the tricky part, it might be here. And you're going, huh? Why? Well, think about it. If I'm coming into a corner, and I'm going to turn like this, I'm going to turn to the left like this, and the car just understeers like this, there are two things that I can do to help it, right? One is I can keep a little bit more brake on to keep the front of the car loaded, to keep some more weight on those front tires, to give them more bite. That could help, and that's why the end of braking point might be later. However, one of the reasons the car is understeering might be because I've overloaded and overworked those front tires, and therefore the best thing that I can do is actually start to release the brake pedal a little sooner and give some traction back to those front tires so they can turn. And that's why we have to change and be adaptable and be able to learn how to use that end of braking point. And that's why I said, you know, earlier on that you come down here and you kind of start to make that judgment of, I got to adjust my speed, but also how much do I want the car to change direction? If I've got a car that's a little nervous on entry, I'm going to release the brake pedal sooner. I might be off the brakes way back here. If I've got a car that won't turn in, I'm going to try trail braking in a little longer. I'm going to say that more than half the time, more trail braking is going to fix a car that's pushing on entry, but not 100% of the time. That's why this is so much fun, because we get to try different things. So, your question about how does the EOB change between a loose in-car and a push-in car? If it's loose, release the brake pedal sooner, so your end of braking is earlier. If it's pushing, understeering, most likely, or more likely, my end of braking point is going to be later, but sometimes it could actually be earlier. So you've got to play with that and see which one works best for you.